Hi, I'm your disheveled host, robnoerr, and welcome to the Normal America Show. robnoerr Show. It is not my wife's fault. I'm dealing with getting production stuff set up, man, for shows coming up in the future. So very excited. Not my lovely wife's fault. She's the best. My wife is awesome. She's never made me late ever. There's never been a situation where we had a time frame to get there and my wife was putting on makeup or some. No, no, no. It's never happened. Perish the thought. But not this time. Uh oh man. It's good to see you all. What a day. It's one of those days where so I got these normie friends that don't follow politics much. And I know that I'm busy when my normie friends are sending me stuff about politics that I haven't read yet. I'm like, I haven't read that. So it's been a doozy. We have uh, trying to find a couple things here for the show tonight. Uh, so obviously, we're gonna talk. You know what today is? You know what it is? January 6th. The due date of my son Hank back in the day. And the birthday of a dear friend of mine that I used to work with. And tomorrow I get to go visit that dear friend of mine from my old job. And I'm very excited for that. So that should be early in the day. Oh, yeah. Fed's direction. Right, that too. January 6th. Maybe we'll get some callers. Maybe some left wingers will come and say, "Whoa, we want to talk about January 6th." Sure. And then what else we got going on? 1,000 times worse than 9/11. Yes, of course. Merry January 6th from QAnon. Wow. Yeah, my son was late, 3 days late. I'm late coming to the stream. It's hereditary, so what can I say? So, big news coming up tomorrow. I'm gonna have a big show tomorrow. You'll be able to watch it here. I will be leading a Spaces on World War Debates Spaces, but as long as I can figure it out, I'll be streaming it here as well. So you'll hear me. And we got quite the lineup. I think it's going to be a pretty crazy lineup. I think pretty much everyone that's participating in Word War is going to be there. So uh, Anna, Pearl, Shabos, Michael, I think both Ryan and Pisco said that they'll be there. In addition, I think Gavin McInnes and Sam Tripoli, our amazing moderator, Ben Swan. And I think we're going to have a couple other guests as well. I think, I hope I'm not breaking anything I'm not supposed to here, but I think Stefan Molyneux, who I have been a huge fan of for a long time, Stefan Molyneux. One of my favorite things to listen to back in the day, years and years and years ago. I used to love when he would do these videos with this guy, Dr. Duke Pesta, and they would analyze like Shakespeare plays. I thought it was amazing. And so, look, say what you will about me. I don't know that I'll ever be, ridiculously rich. I don't know that I'll ever move the needle on politics too much, but man, opportunities I've been given to meet some people that I've really respected and looked up to. Was always a big Gavin McInnes fan. I'm gonna get to meet him. And still am, both of them. Stefan Molyneux. So yeah, should be good. So ought to be a good show tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna start at 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and so then we'll roll with that. It's supposed to go from 8 to 9:30. Obviously, if it goes a little late, it's me running it, and I have a show at 10 anyway, so no big deal. And then allegedly, our good friend of the show, Cool Vic, is supposed to be calling over on my show then after that. And then that'll be it. Tomorrow evening will be the last show. And then I'll be on the road for Word War. And I'll be out there Thursday. I definitely will not be streaming. I might do a little phone stream from out at Atlantic City there, Thursday, Friday night. Saturday's the big event. We're going to try to make sure that my channel is running the 8-hour Word War event, so you'll be able to watch it all right here, wherever you're watching right now, on my YouTube, Rumble, X, whatever. Obviously, you could also go over to Word War and their channels as well. No morning show tomorrow, no. No. No, I don't think Steven Crowder's going to be there, but I'm not at liberty to say some of the names that I've heard are going to be in the crowd, but there's some big names. Big names. So, is Molyneux really leaning deist? I don't know. That I do not know. But excited to have him on a Spaces with regardless. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to promoting it. And yeah, immediately preceding Word War, like immediately preceding the next day, I'll be on an airplane and I'm flying out and doing some stuff for the Crucible. So we'll see how that works. When it comes to streaming, I mean, I know how to work. For me, it'll be fun and businesslike and entertaining. So, but yeah, man, it's crunch time. Definitely crunch time. So, difference in my looks, from last night, or from I don't know how long ago you saw me. I don't know. So, anyways, that's what's going on. I thought we'd focus on a hodgepodge of stories tonight. Again, apologies that I've been very busy. So I don't know that this will be the best topics in the world. But I got some. We're going to be kind of varied. And I also have some humorous stuff to deal with. Something that was on my mind that pissed my wife off. Because I was very excited. It's a song. It's a song that I'd heard many times. So I'm not going to spoil too much of this. But if you ever, like now the big thing is people will use AI, or not just. I've heard cover bands do this as well, where they'll take a song of one style and then they'll put it in a different style. And so I was listening to this song. It was a rap song that was made into like a country western song. And so for the first time, I listened to the lyrics and I was blown away. I was blown away by these lyrics. And I brought it up to my wife and she was not interested at all. Now, I'll have to be careful to not violate TOS. But I think I have to talk about it later this evening here. So stay tuned for that. It'll be Rob's rap segment where we delve deep into the meaning of various rap lyrics. I think it'll be a good one. And then a little bit of drama to cover as well coming up here. Just a tad. Let's see if you get. You'll never guess which of my fellow streamers who thinks that I'm small time and not worth dealing with was on the comment section of one of my videos. You got to guess who it would have been? Talking a little bit of shit in the comment section of one of my videos. Who could it be? See, I like that there's multiple options. We will see. We'll get to that later. A little bit of the drama. Oh boy. The gay guy. That's all of them though. What? Shut up, you asshole. Oh man. My goodness. But it's not the song. I'm not even gonna play the song. It's the lyrics that blew me away. This is the lyrics. So we're gonna try to not get TOS here. Yeah, you said Conway Fitty, but Aqua's got the exact song. Very impressive. Then, of course, the meat and potatoes of tonight. I talked to Avarice and I talked to Black Elk, and we reached out and we were briefed on the news stories of the day. And so, very much in the loop with the briefings that I've been getting. Now, we did a lot covering it. I can't even remember the chick's name. Mamdani's. I don't even know her position. What's her position? It's like the tenant affordability position or some shit. The lady was talking about having a new white people need to have a new relationship with property, etc., etc. Cea Weaver. So we'll talk a little about her today. But wow, Mamdani, what a train wreck thus far. So I thought we would start at the bottom here with him. Give me a second. Now, as you know, almost screwed up. First, I got to read super chats and berate you all to send super chats. Hey, everybody, send super chats. There, I think contractually I'm obligated to tell you to send super chats. So send them in. Send your monies in. Let me know that you're there. There we go. Yes, I always forget about this. Please consider sending in some super chats to get to our goal of 357. That's right. You'll get fined. That's right, GG. If you're not here, maybe we'll change your relationship with your personal property. How about that, huh? So, Chop, $10 says you've been briefed. Oh, baby, have I. Thank you. Single Dads Club, $20 says Democrats made a really cringe January 6th memorial video. I didn't see that, but that's funny. Naughty Jerem, $5. Thank you, as always, my friend. Oh, look at this. Our good friend TVT says, congrats on the vote victory. New one's up. I won. I beat a guy named King Duke.
Hat. Yes.
In a cowboy hat.
In a cowboy hat. You beat him.
It's out of control.
It's fantastic. Hey, when you get to the Mamdani thing, are you going to get to the tenant lady that as well?
Yeah, we talked about her last night. We'll talk about her some again here tonight.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So let's see. There's a new poll up that you could vote for me. So I hear. Let's see.
There's a new poll.
Here we have. Let's look at this real quick. Our good friend Gabriel Carbo Gaines. Semifinal of Group 2 ended today on January 6th. 50% of the vote. Hurrah! I'll be moving into the finals. Battle it out with the Powdered Dusty. Really?
Yeah, it's you and the Powder Dusty, where you currently have the lead 59% to Powder Dusty 41%.
Wow.
Do you have the link, Rob?
Yeah, I'll put the link here. Or wait, to this
here's the actual link to that one. The first one was Vote Dusty. After someone said Roughnecks for Rob, not the anal verse.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the link. Yep. So if you guys want to vote, of course, I'm in a lose-lose position against Dusty because if I win, he'll just say it's bots.
Yeah,
you know. So that's, but that's all right. But anyways, if you feel like voting, thank you everyone who voted for me thus far. And if you feel like voting, feel free to head on over there and click a vote for either me or Dusty.
Click yourself so they can see the percentage. You got to vote for yourself. Yeah, there we go.
60%. All right.
There we go.
With how many votes in? 99 votes. How about that? So there's the link. If you guys want to vote. My wife voted probably for Dusty. She's a big fan, I hear. Now, to be fair, there are people that I like debate against, or people that interact with my show that my wife's like my wife really likes Jim Bob. She likes listening to Jim Bob, and likes Jim Bob cartoons. And I'm trying to think. There's a handful of like people who call on the show. She'd always get very excited. She's always excited to hear from Level 4 Lobster, despite the fact that I think she likes Buc-ee's. So figure that out.
Did your mail arrive yet?
What's that?
Did your mail arrive yet?
Nothing from you.
It's got to be any day now.
Yeah. It's been Fabian. That's her favorite. She really enjoys listening to Fabian Scott Liberty. So that's. Hey, I'm up to 133 votes. Hey, all right. We're crushing it. So and then Marky Mark $2 says briefs or boxers. Oh boy. Permute, baby. Boxer briefs. For me, I wear the boxer briefs. The boxer's too loose. The brief, don't even get me started. It's boxer brief for me. And then Blaster Bot. 7 months a member says this bot did his part, did the others. We hope so. So go ahead and get over there, vote. Give a thumbs up on this channel. Those things are free. And then you can send super chats if you feel like it after that. Oh, and someone requests this. So.
Tariff.
There we go.
Maduro found out. He got tariffed too. Yeah. So.
Nice. All right. Chat. All right. Well, to the back. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Have fun with the Mamdani.
Mamdani. DJ Kratom. His real DJ name was DJ Cardamom, I think. But I'm always picking on my wife because, like, once in a while she'll get one of those vapes, not like a weed one, but like an actual vape, you know.
Yeah.
And so all these vape stores, they always say like vapes, Delta 8 or whatever, Kratom. Like, what the fuck is
Kratom? Yeah.
Kratom, is that it? Yeah. So that's what I always called Mamdani, DJ Kratom. Yeah.
Well, to the back.
All right.
What's the part?
So there you go. Aquays. Many men. Now, under my chair here. Having all kinds of problems tonight. And it's because I'm shook up because I've been briefed. I've been briefed on Venezuela. I was briefed on the Somali daycare. I've been briefed on the Mamdani administration. When the strikes in Venezuela occurred, Mamdani came out and was like, I've been briefed on the scenario. Now, every one of us knew what that meant. Mamdani had been briefed. There's a better chance that fucking the Maduro regime briefed Mamdani than Trump did. So he was briefed, though, he said. And then today he was asked about it, and it's all that you hoped it could be. Here we have Mamdani. He's asked about how he could possibly be briefed about this covert operation when he doesn't have a security clearance. And let's see his answer.
Clearance yet, and has anyone from a federal agency reached out to you or members of your team to begin the vetting to get federal security clearance?
That briefing, yes, was conducted by my team, and the question of federal security clearance is one that's ongoing.
So, do you have it right now?
No, not as yet.
So, I just want to let you guys know, I used to like look into things that you all could see on like public media, social media, etc. I used to look into that. But now I realize that's not the way to go about it. I've been briefed on the situations by Avarice, by Black Elk, by Fuck's sakes. How long have I been muted? How did that happen? Bump this? Anyways. Yeah, so it was let me go back to what I was maybe saying. Yes, EOD, muting my mic, rotten bastard. I hate that you could just bump this. Anyways. What Mamdani did was he read social media. That's what happened. But he wants it to sound official. He says, I've been briefed. Well, congratulations. It reminds me, everything about him is so performative. There was I wish I'd have saved this. Just to show you another example. Ian Miller absolutely nails this on January 2nd. So, Mamdani's going to take the subway his first day in office. A true man of the people. He's going to take the subway, right? And watch this.
Morning. Morning. How are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Good. When are you moving in? To Gracie.
I want you to watch this again.
Morning.
Morning. How are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Good. When are you moving in? To Gracie.
Does anybody get why that's hilarious? It's definitely a performance, but what is the funniest part about this? And Ian Miller nailed it. Right. Then he's sitting around talking to a security team like, okay, let's get to work today. And they had this car prepared for him. And they open the door and he's like, no, I'm taking the subway. And his security's like, wait, what? We had no idea. What a bullshit stunt. Now, I want you to go out there and act like I'm going to be getting in the car. And then I'll grab your wrist and say, no, we're going subway. And then you act surprised. Oh, does anyone for a moment think that that wasn't a pre-planned? No, it's not even that he was going to take the car until he realized that it was on camera. The whole thing was a show from the get-go. I'll pretend. Watch what he does. Now, this is his, presumably, like, his security. You don't think you're explaining to your security, like, what you're going to do? Especially if you're going on public transportation, like the subway? But watch.
Morning.
Morning. How are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Good. When are you moving in? To Gracie.
Look, he's getting the door. He's like, hey, man, no, we're taking the subway. You see, security guy. And look at this nice march. Look at him go. This is a team. There he is, man.
These folks over here want to say hi.
He should just take their shit and be like, oh, it's a nice bag you have there. You have quite the relationship with personal property. Give me that shit. Now listen. I've been briefed on this situation. My team has briefed me, and it turns out Mamdani's a performative shithead. DJ Kratom was doing this for performance reasons. I have been briefed on this situation. So. So to watch him have to eat crow, quite funny. The scariest part about Mamdani and his little fucking cretins there is just how outside the scope of reality they are. Like, these are people that truly believe in their mission, and they think you're evil if you're like white and you own a house. You're an evil piece of shit. And they need to change your relationship with poverty or with property. We'll get to that. Right? Nah, it's DJ Kratom. You guys are wrong. But just how outside the scope of reality they are in attempting to get that mission. Like, sometimes people say something and you're like, oh, a politician, you're like, oh, they're hyperbolic, right? But no, some of these lefties, I don't even think they are. I think they're so fucking outside the scope of reality in their bullshit communist wet dreams that they don't know how things work. Now, this is a prime example. Here's Mamdani talking yesterday, I believe. Listen to what he has to say.
What we are seeing, I had a New Yorker the other day come up to me and ask me if there was any way I could help him get World Cup tickets, because he was saying that the cost that he saw for a game was $600, right? This is increasingly out of reach. We have made what used to be a working class game into a luxury experience. And there are too many for whom it doesn't matter where the World Cup is being played in the world, they know where they're going to watch it. It's TV. And we want to ensure that there are more experiences available to each and every New Yorker. What we are seeing.
How the fuck does this guy think that he's going to ensure that more people are able to see the World Cup? Is he going to lower ticket prices? Is he going to make sure that more networks broadcast? The mayor of New York? Damn. What poll? Hey, World Cup. From now on, you're going to stream for free to everyone. What the fuck is this guy even talking about? That's not how the world works. I think he thinks that it's like, he's going to get briefed again. He'll be like, hey, get the World Cup people on the horn. And they're going to be like, what? Yeah. I'd like to talk to the World Cup folks. Free tickets for New Yorkers, broadcast for free around the world. That type shit. I mean, it's insanity. And then, of course, the community notes just chef's kiss. Apart from the fact that the mayor has no influence over FIFA pricing policy, there are no games in New York City. The New York-New Jersey Stadium is in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And then this guy says, "Dude is nuts. There aren't any World Cup games in New York City. You can't just magically lower prices for scarce commodities. The mayor of New York City cannot magically increase the number of World Cup tickets that are available. Communism requires the suspension of reality." I mean, fuck it, man. I'm going to run for office again. Here's the deal. You ready? I've been briefed on the situation, and we're going to ensure every American gets millions of dollars for their Somali daycare. We're going to open that up to everyone. And, in addition, free World Cup tickets to everyone. Free UFC tickets, too. Fuck it. Why not? All your premium channels are free from now on. Bam! Also, Red Lobster, free. Fuck it. If you go to Red Lobster, it's free now. There, why not? Too long have poor people been priced out of the deliciousness of Red Lobster. Now it's free. We're going to ensure access to everyone for Red Lobster. Fuck it. That's right, free Cheddar Bay biscuits. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the details. It's going to be free. Trust us. After a trip to fat camp, I'll totally be ready to run for office. Really? I was thinking of running for office first. A nice girthy politician sometimes does quite well. I'll get briefed on it, though. Don't worry. I'll take a briefing. This guy, Searcy, he called it. I saw it on Twitter. I was briefed. It's so good. What a fucking lunatic. Here's some of Mamdani's own team. We talked about Cea Weaver yesterday. 2016, Mamdani's director of appointments wrote, "It's important that white people feel defeated." So November 10th, 2016. "This was a harsh blow, but it's not the first time this country has let me down," DaCosta wrote on November 10th, 2016, soon after Donald Trump was elected president. "It's important that white people feel defeated. For so long, power has been in the hands of men and or white people. It's brought us ruin," she wrote January 19th, 2020. That's his director of appointments. In 2018, his housing advisor wrote, "Impoverish the white middle class. Homeownership is racist." His own platform called for raising taxes on richer and whiter neighborhoods. "Shift the tax burden from overtaxed homeowners in the outer boroughs to more expensive homes in richer and whiter neighborhoods." In Mamdani, we see a synthesis of anti-capitalism and identitarianism that more closely resembles ideological developments in post-colonial polities than American traditions. Mamdani says, quote, "The controversy came less than a month ago after Mr. Mamdani accepted the resignation of former aide Bill de Blasio, who had named his director of appointments, after anti-Semitic social media posts from her youth resurfaced. But this time, Mamdani was not caught off guard. She was vetted," a spokesman said. "We're aware of these tweets." Oh, well then. No problem. We're aware that she hates white people and wants to impoverish white people and thinks that ownership of homes is racist. We're aware. Didn't catch us off guard. He was briefed on the situation. That's right, Gigi. He was briefed. At some point, it becomes a pattern when all these people connected are saying the same sort of thing. Do you think for a second, if some Republican somewhere had prominent members of their team saying, "Impoverish the black middle class. It's important that black people feel defeated"? How do you think that would have went? How do you think? For too long, women have had a voice in power. How do you think that would go? But it's okay. And then, of course, the New York Times covered this today. Let's see if I have the headline. Here's how the New York Times covered it. Cea Weaver has long been a firebrand. Mamdani standing by her. Now, it didn't include any of her quotes. It just said she had troubled quotes. As Stephen L. Miller says here, she's just a firebrand, you see. The notable New York Times doesn't actually quote or link any of her posts, just states that others have. You see, once more, it's Republicans pouncing that's the issue. It's that you noticed. That's the issue. Nick Shirley goes and reports on Somalian fraud. And what's the mainstream media story? What's up with this Nick Shirley guy? Republicans notice that Mamdani's assembling a team of some of the most prolific racists in our nation's history. And they're like, wow, isn't that odd that people are complaining about this? That's strange. Don't worry, though. Mamdani was briefed on her post. He knows. It's all right. Has any prominent Democrat asked for her to step down or for Mamdani to force her out? Let's not forget that there is a Democrat that was running for Democratic primary who legitimately had Nazi fucking tattoos on his chest. The guy that won the Attorney General in Virginia, who no one suggested step down for the Democrats, was wishing for the deaths of Republican children. They don't give a shit. This is who they are. We'll just take your shit. We don't care. Fuck you. Some more of our good friend Cea Weaver. Again, this is Mamdani's housing advisor.
Democratically controlled public housing is really important. And that's why when Raquel was talking about the communities and that she's describing, that, you know, that's a created community where the people who are living there are like setting the agenda. And so, you know, people like homeownership because they like control, and that's been perverted by like deep racism and deep classism in our society. So like we have to not have a
People like homeownership because they like control. And that's because of racism. I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? The reason that people want to own their home is because they have this terrible impulse to want control. And that's because of racism. That's rooted in racism. Why stop at property or homes? Couldn't we say that? Well, the reason Rob wants to own his cell phone is about control. The reason that you want to have your own medical records is about control. And that's rooted in racism. I mean, what the fuck are we talking about here? Is it any wonder that they're open border? You'll slyly say, well, if you're for open borders, why don't you open the doors to your home and allow some in? And they'll say, our home? There are no our homes. There's only the state's homes. And people can come and go as they please. And if you don't like that, that's because you want control over your own living situation. And, well, that's racist.
racist and classist society, and so that's like something we need to think about like deeply. But you know,
look at how she looks up like she's thinking. What a deep thinker. It's like it's rooted in racism and classism. We need to think about it. It's pathetic.
It's about control, and why rent control is really important is because rent control alters the power dynamic between renters and who owns the building. And I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good.
See, your property is, you thought it was yours. No, that's a big mistake. It's a collective good.
And we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently. And it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. When the armed gunman breaks into your house and steals your shit, that might sound bad to you, but remember, he's just giving you a different relationship to your property. That's all. Don't get upset about it. Oh, I'm taking this car. Oh my gosh, this is theft of my car. Oh, no, it's not your car. You see, you think it's your car because you can carry about control, but that's actually racism. So I'm going to do you a favor by giving you a different relationship with your property, i.e., you don't have it anymore. Now it's mine. But it's just a different relationship. That's all. It was yours. Now it's not. We've just changed the relationship. That's all. I mean, it's surreal. Price controls. You heard her talk about. I'm sorry. Rent control. Jay Martin says this. Unbelievable. Yesterday, the Mamdani administration submitted its objection to the bankruptcy sale of a property, arguing that the sale shouldn't go through because the laws in which the mayor has advocated for have made the building an unsustainable business. To interpret what this means, it's the city of New York validating in court that the rent stabilization system as it exists is a taking. In other words, they've put in rent controls that they are admitting make it so the landlord no longer can make a profit. They have taken the business and making of profit. And so now, when a building's bankrupt and it's going up for sale, they say you can't sell that as a business because the business will never be able to make money because of our rent controls. Now, I'll be interested to talk about this the next Law and Order that we do, because I believe there's problems with this about the constitutionality of taking businesses like this. Formerly, they argued, oh, no, you can still turn a profit. You can turn a profit. Hey, what's up? Look at this guy, a little celebrity. Someone I'm a big fan of in the channel over there in Kick. My good friend, John Burke. John, I hope you're doing great, man. It's great to hear from you. We should chat soon. John's a great dude. Make sure you're checking out his channel. I see he's streaming on Rumble a lot, John. So check him out over there on Rumble, John Burke. But think of the implications of this. They speak out of both sides of their mouth. Oh, well, you can't sell this property because you'll never be able to it can't be a business. It'll never make money. And then when the landlords are like, I can't make money on this anymore because rent controls, they're like, that's your problem. Of course you can still make money. You must be a slumlord. Yeah, see, look, we got the John Burke fans. Absolutely. In the chat, yeah. Think of how this works. There are places like just look at inflation. Look at if in fact, looking at inflation's a misnomer. What you should actually look at is the inflation specific on property, which, as we know, has outpaced just general dollar inflation. But hell, even if we just use general dollar inflation, imagine that there are places you started renting to someone 30 years ago in New York City. And maybe back then it was $1,500 for city apartment. And for 30 years, as everything's doubled, tripled, quadrupled in prices, you haven't been allowed to raise the price of rent. Your bills have gone up, your property tax has gone up, but the rent's been controlled. Yeah, John and me, we used to do a show together, like a Spaces and X Spaces. Then we did shows where we were like drunken debates. John hosted them for a while, and then we do where we alternated who was hosting them. Yeah. Thank you for the raid, Clyde. Oh, potentially criminal raid's over. Thank you so much. Our good friend, potentially criminal Sean. Another great dude. Get all the awesome people watching me today. And nothing prepared. Oh, shit. We're just bitching about communism. So thank you, Raiders. Rent control. So it'll be very interesting. And one of the things I saw was like, how funny would it be if Mamdani's big fucking mouth basically admitting, yes, rent control is just taking. It's a take. Then gets the case sent to the Supreme Court where they rule against rent control. Surreal. Make no mistake about it. The new form of communism, as I talk about all the time, is just the same oppressor versus oppressed mentality we had when it came to economics. The bourgeoisie versus the proletariat. And now they realize that you could do that across any number of characteristics. Not just your economic worth, but also your race, your religion, your biological sex, your age, on and on and on. Infinite ways to break people through categories as oppressor versus oppressed. And so what you see is communism. You shouldn't be allowed to own your property, and we'll just go back to that old tried and true playbook of the Democratic Party, racism. Now, I want to be clear here. This goes to everyone listening right now. I don't care if you are so racist that you think Nick Fuentes is left-wing. I don't care if you are the most anti-racist person in the world for what I'm about to say. The word racism means fucking nothing. Nothing. Racism is the 6-7 of fucking insults. It means nothing. Rob, you're focused on the Somali daycare shit. You must be racist. Go fuck yourself. You might as well have said nothing to me. I don't give a shit. I do not care. It is not my fault. Racist to me could still be something that I would think would be something that you don't want to be. In the sense that you could dislike someone purely for the color of their skin and treat them like shit. But the word has been so overused, it's meaningless. It's irrelevant. I only use it in the context to point out that the left is exactly what they claim to be or claim to hate. That's it. I just don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. It is literally just a weapon that they use. And they expect you to go, oh shit, no, I'm not racist. Oh my gosh. Pakistani grooming gangs? Tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands of victims of British girls? Hey, I don't like that. Shut up, you racist. Oh, I'm so sorry. Never mind. Please, do what you will with those girls. I'm sorry. Fuck you. Well, you're focused on the Somali situation because you're racist. Fuck you. How about that? You're racist. How about that? I think you don't want me to focus on it because you're fucking racist. Now where are we? Oh, you don't like that? Fuck you then. Property ownership is racism. What next? Oh, look, I'm drinking water. Well, that's the fact that biologically humans have to drink water. That's racism, as we know, in countries that, are more likely to have people of color. Getting clean drinking water is harder. So, racist. Drinking water's racist. Fuck you. I just don't care. I talk about this a lot, but it's worth repeating. Every person you have ever met is tribal. It is ingrained in us. It's who we are as human beings. You can take things too far with it, of course, but that impulse is in all of us. Now, not everybody chooses a tribe or an in-group based on skin color or ethnicity. Maybe you choose it based on geographical location. For me, the group I talk about the most is rural Americans. I think here in where I live in rural Pennsylvania, no one gives a fuck about us. Our own elected officials don't give a shit. Corporate America doesn't give a shit. No one in our culture gives a shit. We're flyover country. We're garbage. We cling to our guns and Bibles. Most of the people that live here are Christian. Most of the people that live here are white, but not all. And yet it doesn't matter. That's the group that I have an affinity for. I never gave a shit about that I'm white. I didn't give a fuck. But now I do. Because it didn't matter if I cared. The people that hated me cared. They cared. And so now I care. If the mayor of New York is going to assemble a team that says things like, it's important that white people feel defeated, or impoverish the white middle class, homeownership is racist, then yeah, I'm going to notice. I'm going to say, you know what? No, I don't want myself and my family and my son and all the other people that share my race, I don't want them fucked over and attacked intentionally by you assholes. Fuck you. But Rob, don't you think it's unequitable that white people tend to be doing different than other groups? I don't give a shit. Maybe they're doing better because they're better. Maybe they're doing better because the system is racist. I no longer give a fuck. My patience has ran out. When everything is racist, nothing is racist. So I don't give a fuck. I don't want to sit down and have, but wait, Rob, let's look at the systemic inequity. I no longer give a shit. Fuck you. I see the fruits of where that leads. So I no longer care. I see white people being kept out, particularly white men, of so many jobs, of so many academic opportunities. I see people of color used as an excuse for poor behavior over and over again. I see things like the Somali fucking scandals that we see there. And we're all supposed to be like, whoa, we got to tiptoe around this. No, we don't have to tiptoe. Here's some cold, hard fucking facts. The average IQ of people in Somalia is about of what mental retardation is in our fucking country. No, I don't want to mass import those people. 99% of their women suffer female genital mutilation. No, I don't want those fucking people in this country. I don't want a bunch of Sharia law loving fucking Muslims in the country. Nope. Don't want them. But Rob, that sounds racist. Fuck you. I do not care. Do I hate every person of color I've ever met? Nope. Do I hate every Muslim I've ever met? No. One of them, dear friend of mine. Are there probably amazing Somalians? Sure. I'm absolutely sure of it. And I don't give a fuck. Nothing I said is untrue. Want some more? I want to find the data set in this. But Fox News reported today. People in Minnesota charged with financial fraud since 2022. 90% were Somalian. %78 of people from households with Somalian ancestry are getting some form of government aid. It's a joke. Absolute fucking joke. Now, I want to be clear. I don't wish ill of the people of Somalia. There is no people in the world that I'm intentionally wishing ill on as far as citizens of a country. I just don't care. I wish the people of Venezuela the best. I really do. I wish the people of Somalia the best. I wish the people of the United Kingdom and Spain and China and Japan and Argentina and North Korea, I wish them all the best. Truly, I do. But I'm tired. I'm tired of pretending like it's our burden. It ain't. I'm tired of watching people grift this system more and more while people in my community work their fucking finger to the bone. And more squeezed out of them every year by this fucking Byzantine, corrupt system. So that people can enrich themselves through fraud, through laziness, through inefficiency. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired. So while I wish the people of Somalia the best, good luck to you. Don't fucking come here. But Rob, this is racist. I don't give a fuck. Because don't you know that Amy Bach, who the Somali Feeding Our Future case was named after, one of the lead defendants, was a white woman? Yes. Yes. Are you asking me if a bunch of people that are new to this country, that come to a country that is 68 IQ, could figure out how to defraud the American government out of billions of dollars on their own? I absolutely agree. They would need help from other groups of people. Yes. And fuck those people too. Lock them up, throw away the fucking key. Yes, I know. I hope Tim Walz goes to prison. I hope Keith Ellison goes to prison. Yes. Equal opportunity hater here. Here's the white person, what their fucking specific ethnicity is, that created the new design for the Minnesota flag that looks surprisingly Somalian.
You know, like when the flag redesign kind of whole process was going about and my flag was like chosen, there was a lot of even just controversy and apprehension from the more conservative sides just about the old flag being, you know, ushered out of being our flag. You know, a lot of them said this flag represents us. We love this flag. And, you know, even despite its very colonialistic, very racist imagery and history and even the historical context behind it, a lot of people were still very upset at that being changed and removed. So I think, you know, just kind of starting from that point already, there was a lot of division almost between political lines about whether we change it or whether we keep the old flag. And then just kind of, I think, slowly morphed into the whole Somali controversy of, you know, my perspective is they wanted to find a way to, the far right specifically, like invalidate the progressive change of the flag.
So we had to change the flag to look Somalian because the old flag is racist. Now, when I did this debate the other day on this issue, they kept saying it's only been like 80,000 Somalians. And look at how much power and influence they have in Minnesota. Upwards, now they're projecting possibly $9 billion, if not more, in fraud. Governors, mayors, police chiefs, attorney generals can't wait to prostrate themselves in front of the Somalian community over and over and over again. They run the fucking show. The same people like that are lecturing us about our racism. Here's the shit they support. Here's a professor from Rutgers University. Ready?
I think that white people are committed to being villains in the aggregate, right? The real sort of issue here, and I've heard people sort of say it, is one, I think that white people viscerally fear. It's not that white people don't know, right, what they have done. They know. They fear that there is no other way to be human but the way in which they are human, which is to, so, like you talk to white people and whenever you really want to have a reckoning about it, they say stuff like, it's just human nature. If y'all had all of this power, you would have done the same thing, right? And it's like, no, that's what white humans did. White human beings thought there's a world here and we own it. Prior to them, Black and brown people have been sailing across oceans, interacting with each other for centuries without total subjugation, domination, and colonialism. We have seen what a show this iteration of treatment of other human beings means, and that my hope is that we would do it differently, in the moments when we have some power. We will not do it perfectly, but I do think that all of us can sort of agree that a politics that says like there are superior and inferior human beings just isn't the way to go. And that's the thing that white people don't trust us to do because they are so corrupt.
I mean, the irony of saying a politics that say they're superior and inferior human beings, and that's what white people, I mean, but I mean, why would I expect her to be logically consistent?
Their thinking is so morally and spiritually bankrupt about power that they can't they fear viscerally, existentially letting go of power because they cannot imagine that there's another way to be. It is either that you dominate or you are dominated. And isn't it sad that is spiritually who they are and that they can't imagine a sort of more expansive notion of the world? The thing I want to say to you is we got to take these motherfuckers out. But we can't say that, right? We can't say, I don't believe in a project of violence. I truly don't. Because I think in the end that our souls suffer from that. And I do think that some of this is a spiritual condition. So here is where I land most days about white people. And I
want to tell you, I want to kill these people. I want to kill white people. But I know I can't. So
actually have been helped in this by thinking about indigenous people, right? See, part of the challenge around whiteness is that it totally skews our view of everything, right? I gave this like TED talk about this some years back, and one of the reasons I was trying to think about it is like,
remember yesterday we were talking about these universities that have to teach first grade math because that's how far they failed. Now, this woman, I can imagine. There you go. If you ever wondered about the prestige of a TED talk, shit.
the world didn't start when white people arrived in America and tried to tell all the rest of us how things were going to go. There were people out here making worlds, Africans and indigenous people being brilliant, and libraries.
I've heard enough. But okay. That's just one professor. She happened to be, too close to the situation as someone who's black herself. This isn't endemic, right? These three allegedly are professors from the University of Virginia. Virginia universities. I love the "This machine kills fascists" sticker there on her Apple laptop.
In the moment that you grab the gun, like Fanon says, you're no longer oppressed. You're now free. How do we teach that in the class? Just to say that in the class, my students' heads explode, right? To tell them about violence, as a revolutionary tool, as sometimes a revolutionary essential.
We actually need to crash the U.S. settler state, which has incredible reverberations and literally strangles the tentacles that are reaching into the Israeli state.
So we must stand with the armed resistance and work right now to end this impunity by disrupting the flow of weapons to Zionists. Because trust, the armed resistance will defeat Zionism if it was open battlefield.
Yeah, I've been humbled since October 7th, particularly being in community with folks, particularly when you're someone who...
I don't give a fuck what you think. Based, will say all the people that hate Israel. Based, good. Yeah. And then they go right on to talk about white America and colonialism and the reasons to dismantle it through armed resistance. No problem. Try the opposite. Oh, we have a lot of inner city violence. We need to go in there with guns and take people out. How do you think that would go? It's on and on and on and on and on. I thought this post summed it up nicely. Dear America, I'm 3 years old. I want to immigrate to learn to use the computer to make life better. Please, it is my dream. 30 years later, all white folks are racist. All white folks benefit from white supremacy and oppressing brown people. I don't even know if I have the energy to fucking read this Somali shit today. We're going to put it off for another day, I think. But man, there's news on that. We'll pause for a second and yell at everyone for not sending enough super chats in. You greedy bastard. Or wait, I'm the greedy bastard. You bastards who I'm being greedy towards. How about that? Zach Gelpy, $5 says, if I run for office, he'll help. I am not running for office anytime in the near future. I'll tell you that. Robert Whaley, 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you, Robert. And thank you, Zach, by the way, for the $5 and the offer to help. It does mean a lot, but no time soon. Single Dads Club, $20 says, cheers to Clayton Big C and my racism. And Mr. B, $20. Thanks, says Rob. Did you see Mehdi Hassan says the next damn president should run on prosecuting Elon Musk? As a person of color, my fatigue for these non-Americans lecturing us and being so brazen is at an all-time high. I mean, what can I say? Yes, you've all been briefed. Thank you, GG. $2 says, thanks for briefing me, of course. I have a bunch more. I had the January 6th stuff to cover that was put up on the White House website. But I'm going to pause. We're going to pause for Super Chats, and then I got some fun stuff to show you. 3 fun things. For God in Texas, $10 says, thanks for all the yelling so I don't have to. Not one step back. Thank you. Oh, yeah, someone slide into my comments. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Mr. B, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, man. Single Dads Club, another 10 says, would like to see a reaction to the Dem January 6th video if possible. I have not seen it. Is it just their vigil? Is that what we're talking about? Let's see. I think I see maybe what you're talking about. Is it this?
And guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Amazing. I mean, nothing like hearing a bunch of Democrats cheer for a God they don't believe in to bless a country that they hate. Amazing. Man, if it was about fucking cringe performative bullshit, Democrats take it far and away every fucking time. They're amazing. They're so desperate. Republicans should be like, oh, we're going to do a vigil also on the anniversary of every day that Democrats rioted. Hell, we'll just take 1 year, the Summer of Love. Oh, what's that? January 7th? Yeah, there's probably a riot somewhere. Oh, what's that? January 8th? Yeah, probably a riot somewhere as well. But you see, give them credit, as cringe as it was. At least they do something. Republicans couldn't keep Charlie Kirk's assassination in the news for 2 fucking weeks. They made Jimmy Kimmel the victim. Democrats have successfully, at least to their own base, fucking kept January 6th in people's mind for, we on year 6? Year 5, I guess. Caleb, thanks for the $2. It says giant surgery next Tuesday. Hope to see you all after. Please, we'll be praying for you, man. God bless you. Single Dads Club, $10 says Schumer talks before that. Really cringe, but I think that's enough. That's enough. All right. Listen, if we get to 50% of our goal, we'll start with the fun stuff. I don't know how the rap thing we'll save for the end, but the two other stories I have are both political, tangentially political to this channel. And I think they're both fun. So I'm going to go to the restroom. And then I'll be back. And while I go, I'm going to give you everyone's favorite star of the show, our friend Chair. So if you'd like to get to the better parts of the show, please consider sending in some donos. And I'll be right back with you. Get the dono bar up. Grab my water jug. While we wait, oh, come on, Dono Bar. Let me show you one of the gifts my wife got me for Christmas for my office here. I'm a big fan, so you ready for this? My wife got me this gift. Ah! One of my all-time favorite movies. There it is. My wife, she knows her husband. How do I get the glare off? There we go. Amazing. So that will be going up. We'll make room. If you've never watched the original Conan the Barbarian movie, well, go do yourself a favor. Oh, that's definitely going on the wall. Absolutely. Love it. My wife, yeah, Courtney, the best. So that's right. Crum is pleased with my wife's purchase. I should have said, I'll be back. Yeah. Grant me vengeance. And if not, to hell with you. Look at that. And then that's all you had to do is bring out the Conan poster. Mr. B, $20. Thank you. Says, seems that chat requires some motivation. Anyone who doesn't send it a super is gay and a fan of Chuck Schumer. I have an aunt named Gay. Premonition, $5. Says, up we go. Hello, Chair. Nice to see you. Chair's a really good point there. He's really going at it today for Chair. Yes. Wade Boggs, $50. Says, oh, thank God. I thought he'd never leave. Here, Chair. You know what to do with this. Thank you, Wade. Chair, thanks you. Thanks so much, man. And then Single Dads Club, $10. Says, single, hate Schumer, not gay. All right. Now I'm about to show you something maybe you guys have seen. You may have seen it, but I'm sorry. I had to comment on this. I don't know if this has been talked about in any circles, but I laughed my ass off when I saw this. Now, let me start by saying this. I'm working with this project, Word War. Oh, Premonition, thanks for the $2. Says, I've foresigned a number of Frazettas. Thanks for the $2. I'm working with this project, Word War. And listen, tip of the cap to anyone, right, left, anywhere in between, that's on these online spaces that ends up working with bigger projects. It's difficult to be a streamer. I have no love for most of the left-wing political streamers, but I recognize that when opportunities come your way, take them, you know? It's oftentimes a lot of work that you can put into streaming. Most people don't ever see like the high points. And I understand that, you know, for example, let's say at Word War here, by the way, tickets still available. Go to wordwardebate.com. And you'll be able to watch that event live on Word War Debates, YouTube channel, X channel, Rumble channel, Play TV, and you should be able to watch it right here on my channel. Let's say one of the debaters performs very poorly. Let's say they stand up and do poetry for their opening statement, as I've seen happen at least once. Someone might say, oh, Rob, you were connected to that someday and laugh at you. Maybe. Word War's in Atlantic City. But having said all of that, I laughed my ass off at this project that I'm about to show you. So I'm just going to let it play through, and then we'll talk about it. Enjoy.
We're on in 3, 2, 1.
You elected a literal socialist to run the global center of capitalism.
We're talking about giving the Nobel Peace Prize to a guy who is declaring war on his own cities.
Your job was like the first lady. That's not even a real job. You just support your gay husband.
It's Xavier Day.
It's Xavier Week.
Like, the only reason you're choosing to go meet up with your friend Amber Rose while we're filming a reality show is because you want her in the shift.
America is unwell.
The ice is back in town!
Now I run your show! You even run your diet. Get out of here.
I miss Charlie. This is America. Everyone has guns, you know.
We're the counter organization to Turning Point USA.
We slapped! We slapped!
I try to be the gateway drug. Thirst trap them in a little bit. He's a liar, and he lied to everyone.
I do not want to crawl back to being a corporate whore.
Okay. I don't want this to get ghetto. It's stressful out here, being black and Republican.
You accidentally said slavery was okay.
What is wrong with you?
I'm actually authentic. People change. You stay this fucking same because you just want to get a check. That's all you care about.
I'm as real as my hair.
Thank you.
If I were Israel, I wouldn't even provide matching socks to Gaza.
Walk with me.
With all due respect, I'm not going to call a grown man Destiny. His name is Steven.
Nice big breaths, okay?
Twitter's a mental hospital.
My entire brand just fell apart. Like,
I did not come from the trenches to sit here and be a fucking pedestrian.
You do have to have a screw loose to like do politics for a living.
Listen, girls, I just want to let you all know that I'm going to be trying out as the next Republican for the show Party Lines. Like, you know we bring it, girl. Absolutely what it means to be a real Republican and a real masculine figure like this. You know it, uh-huh. I can't wait to get on there and do all kinds of cool reality stuff like us cool Republicans do. And it's so great that they got people that really represent the core idea of what they are. So I look forward to trying out. I think it's just going to be fabulous to get there. Can't wait to do it. Ah! What the fuck was that? A reality show that Destiny's part of, about political commentator, streamer, people, etc., etc. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It makes fun of itself. If you were a left-wing producer putting together a politics reality show, these are the exact type of Republicans you would get. If they had anyone, like, could you imagine like me on that show? I'd just be like, listen, everything's a little gay here. What is happening? I'm gonna go lock myself in my bedroom. You just, whenever the next debate is or some shit, someone fucking email me. Goodbye. But it's smart. It's smart to portray Republicans like that. It's part of the game if you're a lefty. I'm not so fucking... Look, some of my audience is going to like to hear this. I'll accept gay people pushing for the Republican cause. Work with Scott Pressler. I think Scott does a tremendous job. But my goodness, what a caricature that they're pushing forth there, huh? It's a fucking joke. But, I mean, you can't help but laugh. Destiny running a show called Party Lines. Fuck, maybe next year they'll get Lindsey Graham to come to the house. I'm here to show y'all how to really do it. Get him, Lindsey. I don't know if Destiny's the producer or if he's, I don't know. It's on Amazon. That is funny. I didn't even think of that. My wife says it's on Amazon, which is silly because Destiny's still banned on Twitch, which is owned by Amazon. Holy cow. Amazing. Whatever. Hey, Destiny, get the bag, man. I don't blame him. Doing a show to make Republicans look stupid. Some reality show slop. If he's making money, go for it, I guess. But I don't know who the audience is for that. I think I know. The Republican Party Lines house, yeah. I mean, I do like the idea. It would be a fun, like, sketch. Where it's just set up the exact same way, except there's just, like, like Pat Buchanan in there. Like, super gay black Republican guy, blonde chick. You know, all those other people. And then it's just, like, super serious Pat Buchanan. Now, listen. geopolitical strategy that we're employing here is just not going to be sustainable. It'd be great. Oh, man. It's funny they think Unfuck America is counter turning point. That's the plan. Yeah, I like me some Pat Buchanan. Well, I thought you guys would appreciate. Yeah, George W. Bush, he's just painting. Oh, man. So, there you go. While we're on silliness, might as well, right? Let's keep it rolling. Give me a moment. I should have had this pre-prepared. As always. Okay. Now, I have a tremendous editor named Black Elk who does tremendous work. He puts up clips, these videos, these live streams that I do, and puts it up in little digestible videos, right? He does phenomenal work. And it's easier to clip things when I'm having debates. So if someone calls in, oftentimes it's easy to clip that and make it his own, little video. Nice little chunk. So a video he puts up here yesterday is Brian Shapiro's dogmatic attack on journalism. Here's just a bit of it. If you're going to say, like, well, look, I'm putting myself above someone that I don't like Nick Shirley, and that I'm just calling balls and strikes, and I'll admit when I'm wrong, this is a pretty big whoopsie, and you to just write it off as, put me in handcuffs. No one's suggesting that. You're being incredulous because you know you're wrong here. So you get the vibe. It's about how long is this video? It's 32 minutes. There you go. Gore Vidal and William Buckley starting the latest series of Survivor. Yes, nice. What's up, Word War? So, put that video up. Okay, whatever. Brian called into my show the other day. He called into the live stream. And we talked. And it was pretty civil for a while. And then, you know how it always goes with Brian. Then he gets, gets pissy or whatever. But no problem. You can call in. It's good content for me. It's nice to talk to someone that is putting out a view that's on the opposite side. And to be fair, it's not a big challenge to debate him. And it always looks good for me and my channel. I enjoy it. So, hey, if he's happy with the outcomes, no problem there either, right? So anyways, the video's put up. And Brian repeatedly has said in the past that he don't like, you're obsessed if you're clipping and putting videos up and things like that. No, not Brian from whatever, Brian Shapiro. All right, so. And he constantly big times me and says how important he is and this, that, and the other. And I'm a nobody. Okay, sure, whatever, dude. Great. Right, that's his game. And yet somehow he's watching me all the time. He's probably watching right now. Hi, Brian. He's very low self-esteem. He keeps talking about Andrew Wilson. He keeps talking about me. He did not look good. And look, he's right in this sense. Everybody could have their own opinion. But he knows he didn't look good. That's why he's obsessed. He's obsessed because he's doing so poorly. So he can't let it go. It's like someone gave him a noogie and he's like, "Ooh, I'll get back at you." That's it. So Brian got me back good, though. He actually took to the comment section of my own video. Can you believe it? And he served me, man. You ready? Some embarrassing shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Shapiro's bringing the receipts. He's releasing DMs. How about that? Here he is. PTL radio show. That's Brian. And he showed me who was boss. Showed me by releasing the DMs. It's embarrassing for me, so I wanted to cover the scandal here. Terrible. You're about to see something terrible. Embarrassing for me, a DM that I sent him. So here we have it. Brian says, the email that Rob sent me last month, grifting off Brian with videos all the time. He sent us his resume and we laughed. Keep grifting, Rob. Here is the email. Hey, this is robnoerr, the guy whose show you called into tonight. Just following up on setting a debate up for AmFest, possibly. Some telling points for me are I was a collegiate debater who qualified for the national debate tournament. I ran for Congress, have a radio show, or had, it should say. Am a producer for Word War Debate, technically debate architect, but we hadn't formulated that title yet. And have about 300 live viewers a night. And I've debated some of the biggest names on the left, including Destiny, many times. I will admit I'm a very good and talented debater. I would love to focus on politics instead of ethics and philosophy, and would love a topic such as who would have been better, Trump or Kamala. Here's hoping we set this up and have a great debate. Regards, Rob. Now, apparently he thinks those were DMs worth releasing because it shows how bad I am. I think that looks like me sending a polite email to someone. Now, if you followed, you would know this is what happened. Andrew Wilson debated Brian Shapiro. Brian did very poorly. The topic of the debate was, can you ethically support Donald Trump? Brian struggled immensely to even define ethics or what his ethics were. And he was embarrassed by this. He claimed that that wasn't the real topic. Jake Rattlesnake, who was the moderator, actually was like, do you mind? I'll show the text messages that show, or the DMs, whatever format they were using. This was the exact topic, and Brian agreed to it. Brian claimed that he then talked to Jake afterwards, and they changed the subject. Anyways, I have nothing to do with any of that. I was just reviewing the debate. So I reviewed the debate. And as I'm reviewing it, Brian Shapiro shows up in my chat. I'll call in. I'll talk about it. Okay. It was very cordial to Brian. So he immediately comes in and starts complaining about Andrew and starts complaining that Andrew makes things personal and this, that, and the other, and the topic wasn't what it was supposed to be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Andrew was watching. He calls it. I said, Brian, do you mind if Andrew wants to come on? Yeah, so they talked. They agreed to set up, Brian, it was a pretty cordial conversation between Brian and Andrew. They agreed to do another debate. I tried to facilitate and say, because Brian was like, I don't want a moderator. I was like, well, what if you have a moderator, but you agree to the topic in writing and the moderator can't change it, et cetera, et cetera. At this point, there was a potential offer for AmFest that Andrew Wilson was potentially debating Myron Gaines, or with Myron Gaines, against Destiny and Adam Mockler. Brian Shapiro mentioned that he was going to be there and he was looking for someone to debate. I said, I'd be happy to go down and debate. Now, for two reasons. One, I like debating, and debating in a big platform would be good. And second, be nice. I get to go hang out with my friends Andrew and company, right? Good stuff. And America Fest is a big deal. Turning Point USA event. He says, well, we don't know. We're looking for someone that's like got more clicks. By the way, no shame in that. Perfectly fine. So send me an email and just kind of with like telling a little about yourself to kind of pitch it, and I'll see what I could do. Okay. That was the email. In fact, if you look, it actually says, sorry. Hey, this is robnoerr, the guy whose show you called into tonight. So I literally, as soon as I ended the show, sent that email. Now, ultimately what happened was, I don't know, maybe a week later, I can't remember the exact time frame. Brian sent me an email or so, was like, you want to call into my radio show tomorrow? I said, is there still the possibility of us debating at America Fest? Because if so, probably wouldn't make sense to debate you now and then. And he was like, no, just here's my number. Just give me a call and we'll. So I called him on my phone and he's like, yeah, it fell through. I'm going to debate Alex Stein, which is perfectly reasonable. He doesn't owe me anything. And Alex Stein has probably a bigger following than me. No problem. Go with Alex Stein. But since we're not doing that, would you like to call on the show to debate? Sure. He says, I don't want to debate ethics, blah, blah, blah. I say, hey, no problem. It was a polite conversation. No problem. And then I called into the show and where it went from there. He's not happy with his performance. He complains about Andrew Wilson. He starts calling me fat, this, that, and the other. Then he calls into my show, I don't know, several times since then. It always ends up in him calling me fat, talking about my wife, something to this effect. And so I guess he's big timing it. He's showing DMs now. Okay. He wants to show DMs. Now, I can't think of something more pathetic than a person who's supposedly big time. This guy's big time, right? And yet he's obsessed with me. Here's the message I got from Brian Shapiro. Mr. Big Time. Over Christmas, this was December 21st at 12:50 p.m. Now, if you can see, it's clips. Brian Shapiro post-debate Cope Fest. Is Donald Trump immoral? Rob versus Brian. Shapiro can't answer this question. And then a video with Pisco. And he says, I'll read here what it says here. He says, while I'm at AmFest debating Jack Posobiec and Michael Knowles and being invited to conservative parties and doing debates, you're stuck in your attic making hate videos about me. What a fucking loser you are. Laughing my ass off. Last you will hear from me, you irrelevant cuck. And I responded, Merry Christmas, Brian. So I think it speaks for itself. I don't mind that he released my email. Seems like a bold thing to do. Most of the time, the way things go is you assume that these conversations are sort of private, But okay, if you want to release emails and stuff like that, I haven't said anything. I sent a polite response in hopes that I would debate Brian Shapiro. Brian's argument seems to be, oh, I'm so big and Rob wanted to debate me. Ha ha ha. Rob wanted to debate me. Okay, Brian Shapiro asked me to be on his radio show. Was that him wanting to debate me? That is true. That was not the last time I heard from Brian. I'm no psychologist. I think he's embarrassed. I think he got embarrassed. I think he got embarrassed by Andrew, and so then he wanted to debate me. And then I think he got embarrassed by me, and so he wanted to call back in. And then he gets embarrassed again, and so he wants to call back in. And so he has to constantly say, I'm so important. I'm so big. Look at who I talk to. Look at the important people I talk to. Maybe Brian does. Okay. Maybe Brian's radio show's huge. Maybe more people watch him than fucking used to watch Howard Stern. I don't know, or care. I just don't give a shit. It's like he has to he needs to validate himself. I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger than you. Okay? And yet clearly I'm in your head. I think it's just a guy got embarrassed. I think it's that simple. But I'll say this, it doesn't inspire that it's someone, I can handle someone calling in and being like, fuck you, you're fat and spurging out. That's one thing. But like releasing DMs and sending weird fucking text messages like that, it doesn't sound like a guy you even want to interact with really, right? Now, I still have, to be fair. Still brought him on the show, but that's like an unhealthy obsession, right? I mean, I did Tim Pool's show, right? I'm working with Word War Debate. There's a solid chance, if I'm still working with Word War Debate, that we're going to get some incredible names. We already have. Pearl and Ann are big names. I mean, imagine if I start calling up fucking like left-wingers like, oh yeah, text message them. How about that, motherfucker? What are you doing this holiday season? I'm out here with Word War. Everybody would rightfully be like, that's fucking embarrassing. What are you doing? It's fucking embarrassing. You would rightfully mock me, as you should. So, I just thought it was funny. Now he's releasing fucking a polite email I sent him. He requested an email. Oh, I'm looking to debate someone at America Fest. Sure, I would debate you there. Oh, okay, send me an email. We'll see. All right, I send him an email. That's it. And then he acts like I'm like desperate to communicate with him. Brian, there's a real easy way. Just stop calling into my show. That's it. You call into my show, I debate you. My editor clips it. We put it up. Everybody's like, Brian didn't look so hot there. You make shitty comments in my fucking comments in my video. I call it out. You don't look good again. I just don't understand it. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll be much bigger. Maybe I'll have a TV show. Maybe I'll be talking to big names on a regular basis. And then what? Is it a pissing match? Do I then text Brian Shapiro? Say, oh, now what? I'll just be like, yeah, good luck, Brian. He was also spurging in Rachel's DMs. It's very clear he's just insecure because he knows that radio in 2026 is irrelevant as hell. Yeah, he said that's this. Rob, send me a pitch for why we should debate. Next day, look at Rob begging to debate me. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just thought, I was like, my editor, Black Elk, messaged me. She's like, you see Brian Shapiro's like releasing emails of you in the, I was like, okay. I used to have a radio show as well. It was probably a joke. We maybe had less than 100 people that listened. Womp womp. And part of it is that I'm connected to Andrew, and yeah, I've been doing very well. He didn't text me, he briefed me, says my wife. I've been briefed. That's true. Black Elk briefed me on the I don't know what radio station he's on. I don't really care. But it is a weird, like, stalker like situation. So, anyways, I just thought it was amusing. I thought my audience would get a kick out of that. He can't help himself, and he'll call back in one of these nights. You know he will. And he'll be all polite at first. Hey, Rob, just was listening. Thought I'd call in, wanted to talk a little about this, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it'll start. And then he'll say, like, oh, your fucking audience is stupid, and you fucking MAGA grifters, blah, 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 blah. And then we'll go on, and then I'll say something to him like, you have low self-esteem. He'll go, oh, you want to make it personal, you motherfucker, you fat son of a bitch, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll say, okay, Brian, how's the lady that allegedly you took money off of? How's that? Fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I don't know why you'd make it personal like that, but I don't mind it. Single Dad Club, $10 says, Brian doesn't even understand the concepts of debate. He just thinks about sparking about Trump, having a conversation, and rage quitting suffices. Yeah, I thought one of the things I thought was funny, by the way, was he was saying to Andrew on my show when him and Andrew were talking, he doesn't like mods. And Andrew's like, well, we need a mod, because otherwise what happens is people just filibuster or mute other people. He says, I don't mute people on my show. And then I did his show, and he muted me. And it wasn't like because I was going on and on and on and on. It was the opposite. So, but from the bottom of my heart, I actually hope Brian gets whatever help he needs. It seems like there's something going on there. It really does. I meant it when I said that of everyone I've ever debated, it seems that he has a bigger self-esteem problem. I've debated all sorts of people. People bigger than Brian, people smaller than Brian. I've never had that sort of reaction. Text messages, insults, going to the comments to release benign emails, continually calling into the show. Like something's wrong. For real. Like, I'm not saying that as a joke. It's hair loss. So. Ah! So, hey, whatever, though. So there's the latest in the Brian Shapiro saga. Now, I know me commenting on this after he publicly put this up will be him going, Rob's obsessed with me. Single Dad's Club, $10 says, can't cure TDS. He'll be bitter till the end. You know? Hey, he's a nice guy. There you go. Yeah, maybe, is that true? I mean, for me, I just don't give a shit. Now, I did put the hat on. Is that a sign of insecurity? Maybe. I didn't wear a hat much when I had hair, but I liked the hat. And the reason I would have wore a hat when I had hair, but you want to know why I didn't? This is going to sound like cope, but I'm going to tell you the truth. You get this? Like your hair like curls up? You know what I'm talking about? Like if you got hair that's like down to here and you wear a hat, the hair like curls up at the sides. And I fucking hated that. So I never wore a hat. My dad still has all his hair. He just always wore a hat. So I liked hats. I had nice sports hats that I get and I wanted to wear, but I never wore them because of that. So then once I started losing my hair, then it was like, wow, I don't have to worry about that problem. Plus I can cover up this bald mess. Look at this. Doesn't look that bad from the front here, but but I just don't give a shit, I guess. For me, it was always like, I'm already married. I don't give a shit. It's very much, there's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where Larry's like on the beach and he's wearing this goofy fucking sun hat. And his buddy Jeff's like, why are you wearing that hat? He's like, I get fucking sunburns. Too much sun on the beach here. And he's like, yeah, but that's a woman's hat. It looks ridiculous. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm married. I'm not trying to impress anyone. That's how I feel. I don't have to look at this ugly mug. My wife does. So it's her problem, not mine. She don't like it shaved. Plus, if you shave it, then you got to keep on top of it. That's the problem. Too much extra testosterone. All right. Let's get super chats in. I got one more story to talk about here tonight. And it's a doozy. Sorry about that. I'm doing something. Get a song here for you real quick. All right, we're almost done. See how this comes out. New segment here. I'm not even going to make you guys wait. Buddha Customs, $2. It's new Salvation Army commercials go hard. Single Dad's Club, $20. Says Brian Shapiro is the type that'll blame Trump for his dying in his 80s and on his deathbed. Yep. Hunter Killer, $5. Says for a guy who's so far above right-wing discourse, he sure can't help himself calling in and demanding you engage with him and undress. Single Dad's Club, $10. Says Brian doesn't even understand the concepts of debate. He just thinks speaking about Trump and having conversations, rage quitting suffices. Blah, blah, blah. $10 says some daycare funds. Thank you. John Smith, $5 says, Rob, does your wife ever look at your hair laws and think to herself with pride, man, I did that. She should. And then another 5 says, or does she look at the gray in the beard and think, yep, those were me. And Torque Doctor, $5 says, I bet Brian would be great for the show Party Lines. Seems like he'd really blend in with the theme of that show. All right. We got a new segment here. And I got to be careful with this segment, but we're going to try our best. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, this is going to go just fine. Here's something I just threw together. All right, we go over here, we go here. Add the music. All right. Please consider sending in your super chats. New segment here. This is a background. Okay.
Listen to him rant and rave about politics. Now listen to him drop some truth on rap and all that shit. Rob raps about rap. You listen to him rant and rave about politics. Now listen to him drop some truth on rap and all that shit. Rob raps about rap.
There we go. Yes, our new segment. Rob raps about rap. Yes, yes, yes. Nothing like a rural white guy diving into all the deep issues in the rap community. And we start today with one of my favorites, 50 Cent. Now, I asked my wife today, I said, listen, am I allowed to call him 50? And she says, no. And I said, why can't I call 50 Cent 50? Is it because I'm not his friend? Or is it because I'm white? And she said, I don't know, maybe both. So anyways, we'll stick to calling him by his God-given name, 50 Cent. And we won't call him 50. So, now I've been a fan of 50 Cent. He's a, rap game aside, he's a consummate troll. For example, when he claimed bankruptcy, despite the fact that he's part owner of not Prime Energy, what's the one he does? Vitamin Water. He was walking around with huge stacks of money and shit. It's good stuff. His constant trolling of Diddy. One of the things he did, which I thought was hilarious, was he bragged about buying like the first 5 rows of a Ja Rule concert and just leaving them completely empty. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, I'm probably, for various reasons, this video might be taken down, and maybe it'll be because of this reason, because I'm going to play what I heard today. And now this is, I don't know if this is AI. I would assume it is. I would assume that's the case. But it could be a cover band. Anyways, I heard this song. Now, I've obviously heard the 50 Cent version before, but I never really paid attention. So we'll play a little of this. This is...
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. And I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. Guys trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a friend of mine for messing around.
Let's just leave it play a little. I'm not gonna play the whole song.
My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me. 'Cause I'll come take your life away. Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the...
Now you get the vibe. Your mileage may vary. Okay, cool. I enjoyed it. I just was streaming through X and I heard that. I was like, oh, yeah, that's neat. And then my understanding is this is that version of the song that you heard there was a redo of the clean version. And that's going to be important for our story here. The clean version of the song Many Men. Right? So in other words, you had the radio version that's a little more censored, and then you have, which is the clean version, and then you got the more explicit version that's on the album. All right? So, I'm getting ready. We're going to pick up my son at school, and that's playing, and I'm just waiting for my wife, and I look at the screen, and I start to read the lyrics, and I was blown away. Now, I like 50 Cent. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan. I like him as a person. I know very little of his rap. I know some of his, I know Indie Club a little bit, but I never really listened to the lyrics. I was absolutely shocked. It is some of my favorite lyrics that I have ever read. It is a tour de force, at least the radio version, the clean version. Now, I have a theory on what may have happened here, but instead of playing any more of the song, I thought I would read you the lyrics. Now, it starts off much like a lot of rap songs would. Right? A lot about, like, hard life, living on the street. Things like that. So I'm going to try to censor the worst words. And we're going to roll with this. So I'm just going to start. It takes a while. So I'm going to get to a while. And I thought about skipping the front part, but I think it's important for why I find the lyrics to be so amazing. So here we are. I'm going to read a little poetry here, right? So bear with me, and I'll tell you when I'm very impressed, right? Not that the whole lyrics are bad or any of that, but it hits peak, and I'll let you know when. You ready? So this is 50 Cent. He says, "Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and guys trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a friend of mine for messing around with me. My back on the wall, now you're gonna see. Better watch out how you talk when you talk about me, because I'll come take your life away." All right. This is, I'm not from the hood, nor would I call myself a rap connoisseur, but I get it. I'm a badass. Guys come me, I'll put them in the ground. Got it. And he proceeds, "Many, many, many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me." He's praying. He's had to do some bad shit because all these people want death, but they were unsuccessful, and instead, he sought just retribution against them. And he proceeds. "Now these wussy guys putting money on my head. Go on and get your refund, mother. I ain't dead. I'm the diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. I'm the underground king, and I ain't been crowned. When I rhyme, something special happen every time. I'm the greatest, something like Ollie in his prime. I walk the block with the bundles. I've been knocked on the humble. Swing the ox when I rumble. Show your butt what my gun do. Got a temper, dude? Go ahead. Lose your head. Turn your back on me, get caught, and lose your legs. I walk around belting my waist, chip on my shoulder, till I do another song in your face, dude. This beef ain't over." Nice! Again, living that hood life. He's tough. This guy's a tough dude. Don't fuck with him. He told you. He's warned you. Walks around. He's got a stacks of cash. Don't you fucking talk shit and then turn your back to him. He ain't putting up with that shit. All good, right? Now we proceed. Back to the chorus. Many men. I don't cry no more. Look to the sky. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many, 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 many men. Wish death upon me. So far, so good. Next verse. Sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. Joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. Death gotta be easy, because life is hard. It'll leave you physically, mentally, and emotionally scarred. This is for my dudes on the block, twisting trees in cigars. For the end dudes on lock, doing life behind bars. I don't see only God can judge me, because I see things clear. Quick, these, here's the first word, just to be safe I won't say. This word is a word that would be considered a racial slur for white people. Quick, these white people will give my black butt 100 years. I'm like Polly in Goodfellas. You can call me Dom. Now, all right, a Goodfellas reference. Up until this point, it's like, okay. Still like sort of on brand, the hard stuff. Now we're talking Goodfella real quick. Not bad, not a bad reference. Then he goes, like Malcolm by any means, with my gun in my palm. Slim switch sides on me. Let my friends and guys ride on me. I thought we was cool. Why you want me to die, homie? Now, what do y'all think so far? I don't know what you think about rap lyrics, etc. Maybe you think it's a bad influence on kids. It probably is. But as far as, I think these are well written. But it's in line with, if you ask me, like, well, what would typical, like, rap lyrics of this time be about? This is about what I'd say, about settling beefs and how tough you are and, you know, maybe doing some illegal substances and this, that, and the other, right? So far, so good. No. I don't think those lyrics are amazing. I think what I'm about to read to you is, now, here we take a turn. So far, it's been standard rap stuff. Now, I like to sometimes when I'm looking at lyrics think, what was the artist thinking when he wrote them? And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm trying to get myself in 50's head. What's he thinking? Right? Now, we're going to have to censor some words coming up. But I'll hopefully be able to articulate. See if you notice a slight turn in the directions of the lyrics, right? Okay, here we go. Look, Aaron Mackey's gay. He won't get out my way. AI's the best player in the NBA, and Mackey plays like a homophobic slur every day. Eric Snow can't score. He piles up enough bricks to build me a store. Do you see what's happening? Right in the middle of this song, like, I think this is what happened. I'm not going to bury the lead. I think this is what happened. They're like, 50, you got to hit here. But we need a radio version. You got to write some lyrics. And this dude's probably watching a 76ers game. And they're losing. And he's like, oh, fuck. He put up another brick. And so he just instantly transitions to roasting NBA players. Like, completely off the theme that he was on there. It's just out of nowhere. He's like, yeah, and that player's gay. How about that? But listen, it keeps going, though. It gets even better. He says, in West Philadelphia, where I was born and raised, on the playgrounds where I made fun of most of the gays. I'll repeat that. So he goes a little Fresh Prince on you. He's gonna tweak a little Fresh Prince lyrics. You ready for this? He says, on the playgrounds in West Philadelphia, where I was born and raised, on the playgrounds where I made fun of most of the gays. What is happening? He keeps going. It gets better. He's like, oh my God, I couldn't believe this when I was reading this. So who's whiter, Todd McCulloch or Keith Van Horn? They've both been Hicks since the day they were born. They're both white, so it makes a great debate. And Keith Van Horn definitely ain't straight. So if he's not straight, what does that make it? It makes him gay. Holy shit. That's some fucking lyrical poetry right there. Oh my God. I was like, wait, what? What did he just say? Oh, this is a remix. Oh, whatever. So, I got the complete wrong song. Is this not 50 Cent? Am I reading a song that wasn't performed by 50 Cent? Before I continue, that would be a real shame. All right, it's 50. I don't give a fuck. I don't have the wrong song. I said it was the radio edit. It's the not radio edit. Still Many Men by 50 Cent. And we proceed. So now we got who's whiter, Todd McCulloch or Keith Van Horn? They both been Hicks since the day they were born. They're both so white it makes a great debate. And Keith Van Horn definitely ain't straight. So if he's not straight, what does that make? It makes him gay. And then this is the coup de grace. This is the coup de grace lyric right here. You ready? By the way, I love that, right? Well, he's definitely not straight. And if he's not straight, what does that make? It makes him gay. Thank you, Fiddy, for clearing it up. Then he says, and there best not be any gays on Team USA, or I'll pull out my 9 and shoot all day. And I don't mean shoot the rock. I'm talking about shooting my Glock. This ain't no joke. I ain't Chris Rock. Don't make fun of my armband because it looks like a sock. I mean, this guy's so serious about his anti-gay advocacy that he's about to light people up if Team USA has any gay players. Truly, remarkably ahead of his time in pushing back against the LGBTQ agenda. He continues. Nicknames are plenty. Jules the answer and Bubba Chuck. My style's trendy, it rules. But the rest of Philly sucks. I hate playing with Derek Coleman. Stop shooting jumpers and take it to the hole, man. Even John Salmons is better than Greg Buckner. One more thing. I hate Rucker. I hate my coach too, mother fudger. Ain't nobody whiter than Larry Brown. Grew up in this gay hick little town. Yeah, I threw my wife out of the house naked and pulled a knife on some gay kid. The FBI's chasing me. They'll never get the answer, the cure to cancer. And then he goes on. Some stuff like that. Yesterday, I had to steal Baron Davis' car. Had no way to get home, so I had to rob Jerry Sloan. You think I feel bad for Stockton and Malone? Everybody says their importance to the game is so vital, but maybe if they weren't so white, they would have won a title. And then he's back to like rap type lyrics after this. So there you have it. I am very impressed with the transition for serious rap lyrics, like what you expect, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like, you can just picture this dude's watching like an NBA game, and he's all frustrated. He's like, that guy's gay? I fucking hate that guy. And Team USA better not have any gay guys on it. I'll be fucking pissed off. This is fucking hilarious. Amazing. So there you have it. If you're into rap, please consider, I don't know if you've ever heard of the artist 50 Cent, Please give him a listen. Tremendous, hilarious guy. And real, like one of the things about 50 Cent, I know very little about rap, so don't take this with a grain of salt. But 50 Cent seems like a legitimate, like fucking, like guy was on the street, like he's been shot. He's fucking, you know. So give him a listen to. There it is. There's my new segment. Rob raps about rap.
You listen to him rant and rave about politics. Now listen to him drop some truth on rap and all that shit. Rob raps about rap. You listen.
Hey, here we are. I feel very white. Ghetto boys. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. I know little, only because of Office Space. That's the only reason I know Ghetto Boys. Oh, I know a little about Eminem as well. You know. See, Eminem, like, you know, I heard. I don't want to talk too much. I don't remember Are We Not Men. I don't know if I still have it. I don't want to give too much of my rap stories away. But I was listening to the radio, a 90s station on XM radio, and what was Eminem's like first big song? It was My Name Is. That was it, right? It's so different than like listening to his later stuff. It's like got a silliness to it, you know? $50 going to be the new Wayne Brady soon. He's already halfway there. He's got white guys like me liking him. So is that what I'm doing? Is that what my worshiping artist? I don't know. 10 Crack Commandments by Notorious. Now, for me, I'm more of a Merle Haggard kind of guy. Hank Williams Jr. and Sr. That's more my vibe. But, you know. Anyways, we're approaching the end of the evening here, and we're still not at our goal. Now, far be it from me to lodge too many complaints, because I do have the best audience in the game. HAC $10 says, yeah, don't mess with the neurons. We got you, dog. Not like Keith Van Horn, right? Intel Wild $5 says, I saw an article today comparing Rob Reiner versus Charlie Kirk. He gave glowing comments about Rob, but ended with Charlie was a white supremacist. Of course. Of course. Oh, Single Dads Club, $20. Rob needs to rap for us. Oh, no. I don't think that. Morgan Wallen, I like some Tyler Childers. Listen to that. Sturgill Simpson. Lil Nas X, yeah. Rap song. Yeah, for $300, I'll give you a rap. Trapped in the Closet, R. Kelly's magnum opus, says J.W. Thorpe. Thank you, J.W. I want you to take a second out before we go any further with the show here. Now that we've had our fun. Oh, MT Alex, thanks so much, $5. Says, enjoyed you reminiscing about SportsCenter the other night. Do you do a Chris Berman? Oh. And back. Whoop! I can't do it really good, but I love that old shit, man. That old SportsCenter stuff, man. Thank you for the $5. Colder Wall, yeah. Very good. He's the dude with the really deep voice, right? Serious moment here. As we get closer to Word War, it's going to be Saturday, January 10th. So we're already at the 7th. Then it's the 8th. Followed by the 9th. And then it's the 10th. Look at that. Learning math today, too. You didn't think that, right? I'm going to be putting a lot more effort in there. And I just want to say, I'm not one to bitch and moan about my job or to brag about my job. I never have been. I think that it is, first off, if you have a job and if you're doing anything, kudos. I don't give a shit what you do. It's easy to give up. It's easy to just start Somalian daycare centers. By the way, we didn't even talk about the story today. Michael Bird, the officer that shot oh shit, why am I drawing? Ashley Babbitt. Turns out his wife has received millions of dollars owning a daycare. Turns out we're the only people that aren't fucking scamming daycare, I guess. Idiots we are. Yeah, drive-by truckers. Jason Isbell, got to start there. I love them. Yeah. So I'm not here to brag about myself or denigrate anyone else's job. Some of you people do jobs that I wouldn't last 20 minutes at. Welders, roofers, truck drivers, you name it. Ain't for me. I respect the hell out of it, but it's not what I've done. And similarly, like what I was doing working with people with developmental disabilities, a lot of people, it's not physically demanding, but man, it could be mentally draining. But I only wanted to say that I've been putting in a hell of a lot of work into Word War. Like a hell of a lot. Like a lot. And so I do apologize if the frequency and the quality of my shows have diminished ever so slightly. I've tried not to, but if I'm being totally honest with you, I've been able to do less research than I normally would. Between working with the Crucible, working with Word War, and then trying to prepare my own stuff, it's been a lot. And so I hope that you'll appreciate the effort that went into Word War and that you'll give it a chance and watch. Like I said, we're going to try to set it up so it'll stream right through my channel. If I can't set that up on Saturday, it'll be streaming through Word War Debates, YouTube channels, Rumble channel, X channel, etc. So I owe my audience more. And I'm going to do a better job prioritizing time to make sure the shows I'm putting out are pretty good. So tomorrow night, in that vein, around 8 p.m. Eastern, you'll be able to tune on right here. I will be running Word War Debates Spaces. We're going to have most of the debaters, if not all of them, that will be on the card will be calling in. It's not going to be a debate. It's just going to be talking about the event, what to expect. So you'll see most of the debaters there chatting with me. You also see key members of the team, such as Ben Swan, I believe, is going to be there, Gavin McInnes, Sam Tripoli. And you're going to see people that are going to be working with the project in the future, like Stefan Molyneux, maybe some other surprise guests. So I'll be streaming that here. I should be, but that's what's going on. Yeah, I'll be doing the TikTok sieges. Absolutely. It's going to be a regular segment with me and Andrew. So we would like to start doing that 3 times a week. The TikTok sieges. But as you can see, my cup runneth over, right? There's only so many hours in the day. So if I, for example, do 4 hours of work for Word War and I do a 5-hour TikTok siege over on the Crucible, and then I do my show, where's my family time? Right? And I need to start getting to the gym. A big fat fuck. I find myself like I'm glued to the chair all the time now. And not even like from the like legitimately not dicking around, you know, like playing video games and shit. Like literally just, you know. So that's, I just wanted to let people know that's what's going on. Whip Wheel, yeah, we'll play some Whip Wheel stuff. Single Dads Club, $50 says, thank you, Rob. Thank you for real, incredibly generous as always, and tonight as well. Thank you, and thank all of you. I really appreciate it. So, so that's the plan. Moving forward, I can't believe, isn't it weird? And I don't mean to make this just about me. If you all found this, isn't it weird how things like this occur? Like, I went for years. I never really applied myself or tried to move on, working with the mental health place that I was at. 14 years I worked in the same job. I did leave for about 6 months when my wife gave birth around that time to sell insurance. It didn't work out. So I went back to that. So it's 14 years total. I worked there, and you leave, and then it's like a bunch of opportunities come from a bunch of different directions at once. Have you all had that? Like, I know people like that in life. They'll have the same job, and then they move on, and all of a sudden this company wants to hire them, and this project comes up, and this thing, and it's like, wow, for 10 years, I would have loved any one of these projects and made it my singular focus. But now it's like all this stuff comes at once, and it's like you got to make time for it all, But it's a great problem to have. It's great to be busy and to have things to, make yourself productive. So I'm trying my best. Well, I don't know. I hate that line. Am I trying my best? I'm trying. I don't know if it's my best, but I'm trying. So hopefully people are still enjoying everything and everything comes across as very good. So, all right. I owe how many? Hey, we're winning. Yeah, there's a poll. Fill out the poll. Where's the link to that? There we go.
What wheel time?
Here's that, and here's the poll if you want to go vote for me. I appreciate it.
Good stream today, Rob. Very informative.
So. I enjoyed it. Sorry I was a little late. Was dealing with some stuff behind the scenes.
It's fine.
And then guess what? I'm leaving, and then I'm going to go deal with stuff behind the scenes. So if I get to bed by 3 a.m. today, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, I figure we'll talk. Word called, so I'll let you know how everything went.
Oh, that's interesting. So let's see. How many of these stupid whip wheel songs are? 1, 2. Watching a little Sesame Street here lately.
Have you been?
Not really, if I'm honest. Hank, he was never really his cup of tea, the old Sesame Street. He liked other stuff. Nothing wrong with Sesame Street. At least the old stuff. I don't know about. What is this? They changed my. No, what is this?
Whip wheel change?
Yeah, it did too. Are you kidding me? You had one job. All right, we figured it out. Just leave the wheel alone. Website that has the whip wheel. All right, here we go. Here we go. Potentially Colonel Sean gets it. $2. Live stream from the crab stables at the Borgata. You know it, baby. robnoerr loses his ass. Doesn't understand crap, so they just keep taking his money.
Welcome to the whip wheel time, people.
All right.
We watched the numbers fall from 433 down to the standard.
Yes.
197.
We try our best. Should just play 50 Cent songs. Do that. All right. It's a long one. Enjoy.
We don't wanna go to war today.
it like a dot.
He's right.
Says we gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more. For we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
All right. One more of these brought in. I mean, great. Great songs. Oh, no.
EDM twice.
Who's trying? This isn't much better, but at least it wasn't the same one. That would have been brutal. I'd never heard the word funk in my life until someone suggested it here. All right, here we go.
We don't want to go to war today, but the Lord of the Land says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day. We're gonna march all day, united and more for the slaves of the Dark Lord's war. Where there's a way, 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 left, right.
I can't believe we're listening to adults listening to music.
A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more for we are the slaves of the Dark Lord.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
You hit that right on there, like, bam, God.
Fuck this shit. All right. We didn't.
Someone's
do any
ready
more,
for
right?
bed. Someone's ready for bed.
I'm ready for bed. I am. I'm not going there. I'm about
Yep.
to do a bunch of work, but I
You
do
want to go to
thank
work,
every-
or do you want to recap at the end?
What's that? Oh,
You
you,
wanna
you,
recap
can,
or-
you can stick on for a minute. I'll talk to you for a
All
minute. Avers, thank you so much for everything tonight. Really appreciate it.
To the back, thank you, crew. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to the Norions out there. We love you. This is Rob Noerr Show. This is my favorite show.
Thank you, Evers. I wish I had that much energy. Thank you to my editor, Black Elk, as well. Great dude. All of my mods, Are We Not Men, EOD, Keely's Wear, Naughty Germ, Sense Forehead, everyone else. Thank you all so much. Everyone who donated tonight, thank you. Be nice to get to a nice round number. 1,000. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are the best. I really appreciate it. So tomorrow night around 8 o'clock will be the next you see me doing the spaces over on Word War. That should be streamed right here as well. So I got to do fun stuff tomorrow as well. First fun thing I'm doing is meeting a dear friend of mine that I used to work with that I haven't seen since I left that job. Well, I've seen some, but it's been about a month or so because I've been bad over the holidays. So can't wait to go visit him and wish him a happy birthday. And then you'll see me. Then I'll be doing, I got to get like packed. Because like I said, now I'm not just going to Word War, but then I'm hitting an airplane and I'll be gone days after that before I come home. So all in all, I'll probably be away from home 8-9 days in a row. I like my home. So I got to pack and make sure I'm good with clothes and all that good stuff. Look at this, David Moore. 20 for the road. I'll take it. So, but tune in tomorrow. It'll be cool. I'll be talking to a bunch of big names. Should be good. All right. We're going to raid over. Oh, I forgot to do it. Jim Bob, I believe, is on. A late night stream for Jim Bob. What was he doing? What was Jim Bob doing late? Yeah, I think Jim Bob today. Yeah, thank you. Rar Fubar beat me to it. Prayers to Scott Adams. Absolutely. Please pray for America. He's a big influence on me. So we're praying for him. And also prayers out to Charlie Kirk and his family as well. Don't forget, as they want you to do, what they took from us and how they celebrated it. So, all right, I'm going to head out. Like I said, you'll see me around 8 o'clock tomorrow. Almost there, almost to the light at the end of the tunnel. Get to Atlantic City, lay down in a hotel bed, take a deep breath, and be like, all right, finally here. So a lot of work going into it. I think it's going to be great. So, all right, thank you so much, everyone. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. As always, have a good one.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of all.
Am I still here? Do you guys still hear me?
This is
weird.
It's still live, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why. Let's try this.